Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I am going to be making chickpea and zucchini fritters. So the ingredients for this fritter is 1 can of 15.5 ounces of chickpeas. I drained the juice and I rinsed them out. I am going to chop them. So I'm going to use that little blender that you see all the time that I use, and I'm just going to chop them. I don't want to chop them fine, just coarsely, so that I can add it to the mixture. To that I'm going to be adding 2 eggs, and in here I have about a half a cup of flour. I might or might not use all of it. I'm going to check for consistency, and then I'm going to go from there. In here I have a mixture of salt and pepper. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to season it as I go, and I'm going to be adding that both together. Then I have some parsley. I'm going to be chopping this up really finely and adding it to the mixture. The zucchini and the onion, which is a half of a medium onion, I'm going to be grating with the grater, and then I'm going to put all of it together. However, I also have my pan on. It's warming up. I'm going to put oil in there, and once all of this is together and mixed well, I am going to make them into little patties and stick them in the olive oil. I'll be back when I'm ready to do that. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just did a half a batch of that 15.5 ounce can of chickpeas. I just pulsed it in this little blender because I don't want them chopped too fine. So just a few pulses. So here it is. It's really in there, isn't it? So I'm just going to add it to the bowl where my other half is, and I'm just going to get ready to grate my zucchini and my onion, and then I'll be back in a second. I just wanted to Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I wanted to show you what I'm doing because I changed the recipe up a little bit from what I said earlier. So as I was grating the onion, some of the top layers came off, and I was like, okay, that's not enough onion. What do I do to, I don't want to cut another onion. And I had scallions in the refrigerator, and I thought, you know what, perfect. I'll put 1 scallion in, and that will give it a little extra flavor. So the onion that I put in there, so it was half of a medium onion. I only ended up putting about 2/3 of that half of a piece that I showed you, and then I added 1 scallion in there. So of course you cut off most of the green tops, and then you add the bottom of the scallion all the way until the color of that green starts to change a little bit in color, where it becomes a little darker. So I wanted to show you where I was. So I have in here my parsley and my chickpeas, and I'm going to be adding the zucchini and the scallions and the onions, and then I'm going to be adding my 2 eggs. I am going to season it really well because there's a lot of vegetables in here, and even though the chickpeas were canned and they have salt in there, the zucchini wasn't. It's fresh, and it's going to need a little more flavor. So I'm going to mix this up just a little bit so I can add a little more salt to it so it's evenly distributed. Now, I am not going to be putting any flour in there right now. What I'm going to do is instead I'm going to put my hands in there because I need to feel the texture. And if it's too moist where I cannot form a ball, I'm going to be adding the flour. And I'm going to be adding just enough so I can form a ball so I can fry them. I don't want it to be too doughy, but again, I need it in order for the little fritter to stay together. So I will be back in a few minutes, and I'll show you that next step. Hello and welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. I added the half a cup of flour in the mixture, and it wasn't enough. So I just added about 1/3 of a cup, and I'm going to mix it together, and if it forms beautifully, then I'm going to put it in the oil to fry it. If it doesn't, I'm going to add a little more flour. But again, it all depends on how big the zucchini is, how moist it is. I don't want to take any of that juice out because I want the flavor in there. So I don't strain it, I don't squeeze the juice out, I want it in there. So depending on how much juice the zucchini has in it and how big the zucchini is, you might need a little less or more flour. So right now I have 3/4 of a cup of flour in here, or approximately. And I am going to mix it together, and once I'm able to actually make the fritter, it's going in the frying pan to fry. I'll be back shortly. Hello and welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just finished putting my last fritter in the frying pan, and I'm just going to let them cook until they're brown on all sides. So once they brown on the bottom, I will turn them and I will let them brown on top too. They're going to harden a little bit as they cook, but they're a lot soft right now. So when you're turning them, just be careful that you don't break them in two. But again, you don't want them to be hard as a rock. You want them to have some moisture in there. I'll be back in a few minutes to show you what they look like. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just wanted to show you my zucchini and chickpea fritters and what they look like. I'm going to open this one because this is the first one I took out. And again, you don't want to overcook it, but you don't want to make it so full of flour, for instance, that it becomes hard. So when you're putting it in the frying pan, it's really soft and pliable and almost kind of falling apart, but it's not. There's enough flour in there that's keeping it together. And I just wanted to show you what that looks like. See that? It's nice and moist inside. It has plenty of parsley for flavor, and all the other ingredients are going to make this really tasty, and it is tasty. So thank you for watching Yo-tas Kitchen. Have a great day until we meet again, which is the next segment of Yo-tas Kitchen. Thank you very much for supporting me, and I appreciate all your help and your good words. Have a great day.